You are watching Fight Sports.
Tonight, it will be a boisterous Boise, Idaho, rocking with their Sock'em Cruiserweight contender, Kenny Keene, the fighting machine. Also, flashy, flamboyant, cocky U.S. Olympian Floyd Mayweather, after 10 professional wins, claims to be the best fighter in the world. Next on Tuesday Night Fights. Tonight, the scene is Treasure Valley, the city of trees. Beautiful Boise, Idaho. And this evening at the brand new Bank of America Center, Budweiser, the king of beers, presents USA's Tuesday Night Fights. The first boxing show at the 5,000-seat center, and just for starters, a local Boise hero making his professional debut. Cleveland, the Warrior Quarter. National amateur champion out of Boise, 133 amateur victories, and he opens the new building to boxing and opens tonight's Tuesday Night Fights, and that's just for starters.
Live from the Bank of America Center in Boise, Idaho, Top Rank Incorporated in association with Diamond Sports and Entertainment presents USA Tuesday Night Fights. This is your first bout of the evening. It is scheduled for 4 rounds in the junior middleweight division. Your referee for this event from Pocatello, Idaho, here is Tom Katsomides. Here now are the principals. First, in the red corner to my right, wearing the black trunks, gold trim. He weighs in at 155 pounds. His professional record reads 4 victories, 1 defeat, 1 draw, and 3 wins coming by way of knockout. He hails from Omaha, Nebraska. Here is the Christian warrior, Relentless Rick Stockton. His opponent in the blue corner, wearing the purple and white trunks, weighing in at 154 pounds. He is making his professional debut and hails from Boise, Idaho. Here is Cleveland, the Warrior Quarter. 4 rounds, junior middleweights. Budweiser, this bud's for you.
You've both been given the instructions in the wrestling room. Do you have any questions at all? Any questions over here? Want a good, clean fight? Anything else? Okay, let's get it going. Let's go.
Ricky Stockton trying to psych out the favorite Cleveland Quarter, who really has the backing here of this Boise crowd. And Quarter comes out nervous before his first professional fight. 133 wins as an amateur. Ricky Stockton at 29 will turn 30 on Thursday. 5 years older than Quarter, and also has 6 more professional fights. And Quarter goes at it in a hurry. And down goes Stockton in the opening seconds. Deep breath by Stockton. A little of the cockiness is gone. He is 4-1-1 with 3 knockouts. And he doesn't mind this turning into a brawl. Quarter, who owns a big right hand, as the crowd here in Boise learned during his star-studded amateur career. National amateur champion, 97 National Golden Gloves champ, runner-up in the Olympic trials. And for the first time fights a 4-rounder.
Yeah, he says in the ring, I'm changing my style. So I'm trying to hit and not get hit. And he's been carrying that out perfectly so far in this first round. Says his best punch is the straight right. I think Ricky Stockton would agree with Cleveland Quarter.
Ricky Stockton trying to get it going. He's a tough game fighter. Very straight ahead style, as you can see.
Ooh. And this, he is wobbled again.
Turning into a Boise brawl just for starters. But Stockton likes to stand in there and slug.
Oh.
He's showing us what he likes to do.
Stockton is just stocky and likes to get in there and mix it up. He says he is a puncher boxer. He likes to go toe-to-toe, so he really likes this fight. His best punch, the left hook.
Yeah, he's just getting warmed up.
Yeah, he loves a fight like this.
And right now, he is blocking all of Quarter's punches with his face.
Yeah, Quarter hadn't missed yet. Quarter get in, score, and then move around.
Oh, crunching shot to the body.
Up and down. Cleveland Quarter.
And a reminder, again, this is just for starters.
Yeah.
Will we get out of this first round?
In the first round.
I think this crowd here in Boise, watching Quarter, who sometimes gets more publicity than Kenny Keene, maybe just satisfied after this fight and leave.
Well, they've seen a lot of action.
There's a
lot of
pretty
action
good
in this
cardio
first
tonight.
round, yeah. A lot of action in this first round. Busy pace. The exciting things about these just for starters is that these kids don't have a lot of time. They have to get in there, mix it up, try to get their opponents out. This one scheduled for 4. It may just be scheduled for 1 with these two.
Well, did you ever think you'd be seeing the last 15 seconds of the first round?
Not at all. The way this fight started, Ricky Stockton said, I don't care if I fight in the other man's hometown. I bring my judges from Omaha, my right judge and my left judge. Yeah.
Stockton, who was down in the first 15 seconds, lasts the first round. He thinks he's pulled off the victory.
I love it.
So things heating up with Cleveland Quarter. The boys from Boise center stage tonight. In the main event is Kenny Keene, Boise's fighting machine, the cruiserweight contender, 40-2 and relentless in the ring.
Oh, and this is a fighter that Boise area can really be proud of. He's a throwback fighter. His style is exciting. He's busy in the ring. He's never in a bad fight. He says, it'll be a good war tonight because he'll be looking across from Saul, Montana. Montana knows only one way to fight. That is get in there and fight. This match should take place in the center of the ring. Two fighters nose to nose.
68 wins, 49 knockouts between those two fighters in the main event. And while Boise eagerly awaits the appearance of Kenny Keene in the main event, they will also be treated to a budding superstar, U.S. Olympian Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, this kid is great. He is confident, but he backs it up in the ring. He has a big punch and a big mouth. Although this Floyd Mayweather is a very special kid. He has the promise of a young Sugar Ray Leonard and Oscar De La Hoya, a teen idol. He comes from a boxing family. Boxing fans know that name, Mayweather.
And they know the name Cleveland Quarter here in the Boise, Idaho area. You're seeing him for the first time, just for starters. 25-year-old junior middleweight.
Yeah, look a little bit different from him this round. See him boxing a bit good. Left counter from Quarter. Quarter giving ground this second. Looking around, you know, these kids that have such a great amateur background, and Cleveland had over 200 amateur fights. Sometimes in the pro ranks, they run out of gas late in a fight. This one could go to the 4th round, a distance that Quarter has not been before. Oh, good bobbing and weaving from Stockton. Stockton has to get inside. He's got to cut that ring off, too. Stockton can't follow around Quarter. He'll smack him like that. Good left hand again from Cleveland Quarter.
Well, Ricky Stockton is feeling he has taken the most from Cleveland Quarter, and he's going to try to take him into some of the later rounds. Stockton with 6 pro fights already, and he has stepped up against some professional opponent types. He's had over 100 amateur bouts. Taking the shots upstairs, but still taking them.
Taking him, but look how the punches have subsided this round from Quarter. Not quite as fast, not as hard, not as diligent with his shots. Another good right hand from Quarter. But remember the complexion of this round in comparison with the first round.
Ricky Stockton out of Omaha, Nebraska. He works as a teamster with Consolidated Freight. And he's not a stranger to standing up for himself. And he is standing up now after being knocked down. And now down! Not standing up for long. 5, 6, 7. The count is 8, and that is it. It is stopped out of nowhere. Just as it seemed as if Ricky Stockton was making his way back, Cleveland Quarter cranks him.
What a great feeling. Your pro debut behind you. Your career is on its way. He appreciates his fans.
He says he's going to the top as he goes to 1-0. Early knockdown of Ricky Stockton in the opening seconds. And then timber here in the second as Stockton just nosedives to the canvas.
Terrible beating from Stockton, but Stockton stayed in there and then cracked. A big right hand. It puts Stockton to the canvas face first. Here it is again. Watch out. The right hand knocks Stockton backwards and then down to his face. That's a little added pressure there. His face hitting the canvas. No good.
Also, I think Stockton could be the first boxer that actually suffered whiplash from a knockdown.
I think he broke his nose when he hit the canvas, though.
All right, let's get the official time. Here's Mark Biro.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time, 2 minutes, 9 seconds of the second round. The winner by tactical knockout, Cleveland, the Warrior Porter.
So Cleveland Porter invigorates this crowd and still has a little left. Now, if you thought that Porter was animated, wait until you see Floyd Mayweather, the U.S. Olympian, the newest boxing sensation. And if you don't think so, just ask him. He's up next in a scheduled 8-rounder, going for his 11th straight win.
I'm the best fighter in the world. I mean, not just on the Olympic team. I mean, that's with everybody, no matter what fighter.
Those are the words of 20-year-old Floyd Mayweather, just 1 year removed from an Olympic bronze medal. A veteran of a whole 10 professional fights, just coming off a rousing second-round knockout over 18-3 Louis Leja.
It's so easy. I mean, this sport is not hard. I mean, you just got to stay focused. And you gotta go out there and do what you gotta do, and that's to win. And I feel I'm winning because because of my skills and my will and my determination, and I can punch with any hand.
This is after just 10 pro fights.
I'm on a level with the world champions. Put it like that right now. I mean, you could put me there with a Janera Hernandez, the guy just fought the IBF champ, Arturo Gatti. I'll beat Arturo Gatti, and I also will beat Janelle Hernandez, for sure. I will be world champion in 1998.
20 years old, just 10 pro fights under the belt.
I don't just have talent inside the ring, I have talent on the outside of the ring. I have charisma, I have character, and people like me. And I'm just a showman.
Floyd also enjoys running the show. Here's setting up the Tuesday night fight stare down before the fight with his opponent, Felipe Garcia. Directing Felipe where to stand, how to turn to the camera, the proper time to turn. Yes, young Floyd just does it all.
Everybody's a producer.
That's right. Well, Felipe Garcia took it in stride, almost the smug look on his face. As a very animated character, cocky, not in the arrogant type of a way, but very confident, very playful, very sure of himself as Floyd Mayweather. But he's stepping in against a guy who has loads and loads of experience, and you see the smile on the face of Floyd Mayweather. Does he know what he's getting into with Felipe Garcia?
Floyd Mayweather can do it all. He has, in the ring, as you heard, he has charisma. He has a nice jab. He has good right hand, good hook, punch with either hand. He's got great balance. But the one thing that he lacks is the experience, and that's what he's hoping in a fight of this nature. He wants to kind of test the waters to see what Felipe's going to put pressure on him all night, to see how he reacts to that pressure.
Well, he has a lot of experience in the ring. Two-time world champion Roger Mayweather, also former contender Jeff Mayweather. His uncles are in the corner. Here is the Castrol tail of the tape. He has a few pounds over Garcia. He has 5 inches in height and nearly 5 inches in reach. So physically, he is the dominant figure in the ring, giving up 19 years. And Mayweather happy to do that. We're in Idaho, and these are the rules. Standing 8 count is not in effect. 3 knockdown rule is not in effect. You cannot be shaved by the bell. Scoring on the 10-point must system. And the champ wanted us to make sure to tell you no throwing potatoes into the ring during the fight. All right, we're ready for the introductions. So let's go to the man in the black tuxedo wearing the maroon accessories, Mark Duro.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's bouts are under the auspices of the Idaho State Athletic Commission. The commissioner is John Vestal, and the chief deputy commissioner is Larry Bettis. Top Rank Incorporated, in association with Diamond Sports and Entertainment and Budweiser, This Bud's For You, presents 8 rounds junior lightweights. Your referee for this event, the pride of Boise, Idaho, Jerry Armstrong. Introducing now the principals first in the red corner to my right, wearing the gold trunks, weighing in at 130 pounds. His professional record reads 19 victories, 17 defeats, 1 draw, and 10 wins coming by way of knockout. El Hijo de la República de Mexico, and boxing out of the Poor Boys Boxing Club in Denver, Colorado. Here is ferocious Felipe Garcia. His opponent in the blue corner, wearing the purple trunks, white trim. He weighs in at 133.5 pounds. He is undefeated in 10 professional bouts with 8 wins coming by way of knockout. He hails from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and now makes his home in Las Vegas, Nevada, the 1996 U.S. Olympic bronze medalist. Here is Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather. 8 rounds, junior lightweights.
Okay, Floyd and Felipe, you got your instructions in the dressing room. Any questions on the instructions? Okay, when I say break, keep your hands up, stop boxing, take 1 step back, okay? Okay, guys, touch gloves now. Okay, good luck.
Floyd Mayweather with Uncle Roger helping him out, Uncle Jeff, who spars with Floyd in the background. Mayweather 10-0 with 8 knockouts. He has scored 16 knockdowns in his fight. He has fought 25 rounds and has won 24 of them so far. You are seeing all the young Olympians throughout the last few weeks on Tuesday night fights. You're seeing David Reed and Terrence Coffin, Larry Claybay, Roshai Wells, Antonio Tarver, Fernando Vargas, and they are all off to terrific starts as pros, all undefeated at this point, and Mayweather has won his first 10 in a hurry. Debuted last October after winning the bronze medal, losing in the semifinals to the Bulgarian fighter who's a 2-time world champion and 10 years the senior of Mayweather in a very controversial 10-9 scoring decision. But Mayweather has put that behind him, as have most of the Olympians who did not agree with the Olympic scoring system. And now Floyd going up against Felipe Garcia, who may be old, but he's slow, Sean. But he's also crafty and a good counter puncher, always competitive, and with his experience, it could be difficult for a young prospect. Felipe, after having lost 10 of 12, comes in here off his best win in August, won a 10-round decision over former world title challenger Miguel Arizol in Arizol's hometown. He also owns a win over Mauro Diaz, who was then world ranked at 25-0. So Felipe Garcia, who just kind of gets under your skin in the ring, and at 39 says he still loves the sport, loves to be in there.
His record is 19-17-1 with 10 KOs. He says, you know, I've been a road warrior, a fight out of Denver, and I normally have to go out of town to get fights. They don't have a lot of boxing matches in Denver. He says, I've been robbed many times. And he says, my record really should be about 54-8. Felipe Garcia.
And the crowd now watching this fight intently. As you see Floyd Mayweather, you will see Kenny Keene in the main event, and that's what Boise is here for. Kenny actually right outside of Boise, out of Emmett, Idaho, but they have certainly embraced him here in the big city. And right now he is in the locker room getting prepared and ready to enter the ring in the main event. Originally to fight James Toney, which would have brought this house down, but Toney fractured his wrist in sparring, and Sal Montana, another banger, steps in, and should be a very interesting competitive fight that these fans will enjoy regardless.
Very competitive. Either fighter can win that fight, though. Tough one to pick.
Well, Felipe Garcia lasting through the first round.
All you gotta do is this guy here.
Felt him out. You know what's there, you know what's not there.
Got right hand to the body, back over the top. Sometimes you go lead right hand with him. Keep your feet behind him. Because he ain't taking no chances. So they go right hand, bang. Sometimes you bang, bang, back over the top. All right? Frame him a little more. We back to the rope, frame him a little more. Come on, baby. Ain't nothing. I know, frame him a little more. Bang him up, drop the right hand. Okay. Here and here. Or sometimes the lead go to right hand when you're close. All right. Know your distance. All right? Bag him up. Oh yeah, no problem. Then we gotta go to the hotel.
Boise, Idaho,
We'll be all back in the back.
The home of Cleveland Quarter, who opened the show tonight with a sensational-looking knockout. And Kenny Keene coming up. This is round number 2. 20-year-old Floyd Mayweather, who has 7 knockouts of his 8 in the first couple of rounds, and he is come into this fight understanding that the key to him is always the jab. He feels it's his offense and his defense, and he's trying to get it going against a very slippery Felipe Garcia, a former kickboxing champion, who comes in with all these angles. He gets low. He's only 5'2" anyway, so a very hard target, very awkward fighter to go against, very confusing to his opponents. So trying to figure things out in the corner of Floyd Mayweather is Uncle Roger, the former junior lightweight champion, former junior welterweight champion. Let's go to the champs.
Roger Floyd is having a little bit of trouble connecting. How difficult is a fighter like Felipe Garcia?
Well, he's an experienced fighter, but the case why Floyd having more difficult, he got to touch the guy.
Yeah.
He trying too much to do from a distance, and the guy is very short. And so what you got to do with a guy like that, you got to start from the body and work your way up. It's different when you fight a tall guy, you try to counter with the right hand. But this time you get this guy a lead right hand, because he's not looking to take offense, he's looking to take defense.
As you know, it's important, Roger, to win this fight, but also it's important of how you win this fight.
Right.
Can a fighter like Felipe Garcia make Floyd look bad?
Well, he's experienced, but I think that Floyd in the end, the result gonna be like what I just told you. The result in the end, Floyd got to take his time, and he's gonna get him out of there. And he's gonna look good doing it once he get him hemmed up. But he gotta trap him first. Yeah. Throw the right hand to the body.
Now he said how diligently you and he worked in the gym on the jab. How important is that in a fight of this nature?
Well, this guy is just tough, basically. This guy is a tough fighter, durable, and what Floyd got to do is take his time, and start hitting that body, and lead right hand. A lot of lead right hand will catch the guard back.
That's what you're going to tell them at the end of this round, right?
I tell them every time, a lot of lead right hands to the body and back to the head.
Okay, we're going to be looking for those right hands in the next round. Yeah, I think
that's going to be the one to get him out of there. When I'm telling you that right now, if you throw the right hands to the body and back to the top, that's going to be the one to get him out of there.
And you're going to try to get him out of there. That's right. Okay, Raj. They know what they want to do over here.
And they have 6 more rounds to do it. Starting the wrapping process, Kenny Keene moving closer to making his entrance into this arena for the first time. The boxing shows here at the Bank of America Center. It just opened a month ago, and Kenny Keene helping to put a big crowd here as the center opens its doors for the first time to boxing, which will be a regular feature.
Yeah, they have really grown to where they really love boxing here in Boise. They appreciate us being here. Great fans here. They like the sport of boxing.
As does Floyd Mayweather and Felipe Garcia. Now, Garcia has been stopped only once over the course of the last 10 years. He's going to be a hard guy for Mayweather to take out, and it certainly would be a feather in the cap of the young Mayweather if he can do so. But meantime, you see his patience in there. A lot of the young fighters want to get in and take their opponent out right away, but Mayweather just loves being in the ring. He wouldn't mind if he's in there for 8 rounds. It's good work for him against a veteran. See what he could do against a guy who brings in some awkwardness that Mayweather has to contend with.
And something that Floyd has learned in growing up in his family is patience is a great virtue to have if you're going to be a world-class fighter. He has plenty of time, not trying to rush the knockout. Yes, he wants a knockout. And in every fight that you have, there will be at least one opportunity to knock out your opponent. Crafty veteran Felipe Garcia knows the moves. He knows how to roll with the punches. He knows how to make you look bad. He knows how to counter. He knows how to do just enough to get by in these fights to keep from being knocked out. There was a good right hand from Garcia, his best of this fight.
Makes it very difficult on his opponents. He has gone the distance with Eddie Crawford, who was 16-0. Jose Rincones, who was 16-1. Tony Green from Philly, who was 21-3. Cedric Mingo, 22-5. Remember Clarence Adams going the distance. Felipe Garcia with all these fighters. The only guy who was able to get him and stop him was Rudy Zavala. Also very crafty and tough. That's caught him at the right time.
He's done that. Rudy Zavala's done that to many people. Garcia said tonight, I'm going to try to capitalize on the mistakes of Mayweather. He had not seen Mayweather coming into this fight. Said, I don't like to see my opponents. I want to go in there without knowing them, get a preconceived fight plan that I can't get out of. He wants to be able to adapt. He is very loose before the fight. There's a good jab from him.
And actually, he's been able to catch Mayweather a couple of times already in these 3 rounds. And that's probably the first time in 11 fights that Mayweather has actually been touched
or hit.
Well, you ain't gonna come in and get knocked out. You gotta get him there. You gotta tap him.
I'm trying. I'm working on it.
Start here. Start. Back up off the jab. Start here. All right? So you go straight back to the corner.
Floyd Mayweather comes out for round number 4. The instructions from Uncle Roger is to get the jab going. Floyd Mayweather Sr. had a record of 28-6, welterweight contender. Roger Mayweather, 2-time world champion. Jeff Mayweather, Uncle Jeff, former fringe contender. Boxing family. Floyd said his father took him to the gym in a stroller. The little kid used to get in the gym, and the guys there would get down on their knees and spar a little with Floyd. So he has grown up in the ring and loves being there, loves to be the center of attention. And now it is his time. Coming out of the U.S. Olympic team, winning the bronze medal in Atlanta. Right now trying to figure out Felipe Garcia. Going to the body is Mayweather. Mayweather with so many tools, tremendously skilled, but you just saw there, tendency to drop the hands, showboat a little bit. He said grew up and guys he loves to watch outside of his dad and his uncles. Sugar Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali, tapes of Sugar Ray Robinson. So that's patterns his style. Well, Roger Mayweather's not the only former champ working a corner here tonight. Cornelius Boza Edwards is in the opposite corner, working with Felipe Garcia and now with the champ. Shaw?
Cornelius, is this the kind of fight you expected?
Oh yeah. You know, Floyd has got quick hands, quick reflexes. Of course, he's got the youth behind him.
Yeah, but you see more pressure from Felipe this round. Why?
Well, because Floyd is beginning to, you know, gain some respect from Felipe's point of view. He's realized that he's not, you know, going to just jump in there and gut him out there like he's done with the other fighters.
But come on, Cornelius. Floyd's very good. How do you beat this guy?
Very good. How do you beat him? Hopefully you get a lucky shot, you know, cause him off balance. I mean, like right there, he missed him, but Felipe's did not count because of the reflexes.
Do you think his skills, Floyd's skills, will decay as this fight continues?
Well, that's difficult to say. Right now, it's in the beginning of the early rounds. I mean, you know, it's a test. We'll see what he's got. But so far, I think we've seen everything what Floyd has got. You know, he's a kid who's growing with the industry right there.
What are you going to tell him at the end of this round, Boza?
Oh, to go downstairs and then let Floyd open up at the top, and then maybe Philip will come over the top.
And we'll be looking for that the next round. All right, Al.
So Boza Edwards has to go to work, as does Roger Mayweather. Let's listen in. He talks to his nephew.
Keep that same pressure on him. And keep moving your hand. Keep your distance. Listen, the same pressure on him. Keep moving it. Keep touching him to the body. Whenever you touch him to the body and lead right hand, that's what he's sucker for.
Yeah, see it's sticking up, but see, by going down below, you're comfortable and you can't miss it. Over the top, you're going to miss it. But you can't miss it, it's not moving it. Okay.
All right, Felipe, let's go. Remember who you are. You listen to what Boza said, now let's execute. We can't give any more rounds away. Remember who you are, all right?
All right. Right hand to the body. I want right hand to the body. Right hand up top.
20-year-old Floyd Mayweather, who made his pro debut last October. And he knows he is in there with a hardened professional, and Felipe Garcia, who, as you could see him in the corner, Sean, looks like he knows he's just getting into this fight. He's warmed up. He's given away 4 rounds, but he's warmed up, as Boza Edwards said, and as Felipe Garcia said, that he just hopes that he could get Mayweather to make a mistake and then capitalize on the counter. But keep in mind, we talked about Felipe Garcia, who's been stopped only once in 10 years. On the other side, he's only knocked 1 fighter out over the course of the last 7 years of his career. So
not really a power hitter. However, he is an iron horse. Felipe Garcia will stay in there, and the fight plan in this match, you know, you heard Cornelius Boza Edwards. He doesn't know what to expect from Mayweather as this fight continues on. And what you want to find out from young fighters who are coming into the pro ranks is what happens to them after that 3rd round. You know, all the amateur fights are 3 rounds. That's all the time that they need to fight. What you want to see is what happens to them in the long haul. It is like a quarter horse, a short distance runner facing a long distance runner, and the pro ranks are long distance runners.
5th round action. This is the 4th time, though, in 11 fights that Mayweather has been past the 4th round. In the main event, it is a 12-round title fight. Kenny Keene, the hero from this part, against Saul Montana. Montana travels to Idaho to face Keene of Boise, and this crowd will be raucous. They're awaiting Kenny Keene. Now, Floyd Mayweather looking to open it up. Those Edwards says to Felipe Garcia, well, he's shown you all he has. I don't really believe that.
Well, look at Garcia, though, rolling with the punches, trying to take the power out of Floyd's shots. Floyd 8 KOs in his 10 wins. He has good power, says his best punch is the right hand. He is naturally right-handed, Mayweather is. He says the key to the fight tonight is the jab. It's both offense and defense, and that is experience talking when you hear young kids talking about that, because everything else works off the jab. You get that jab working, then your right hand works, your hook works, your uppercuts work. You control the fight. You control the tempo.
Picking up shots now. Now putting some combinations together.
But just hanging in there. Felipe Garcia just doing enough to hang in round by round.
One more round. This round gonna be the last one he go. How you feel? Feel good, okay? Here's what you wanna do. Here's what you wanna do. He already fading right now.
With the jab first,
okay? All right. When you ain't using
breathe deep, breathe deep.
You know, I tell you use the jab. I want to ride to you, push him off, ride his head, okay?
These guys are not even breathing heavy, these guys.
Touch the body,
You can go 20 rounds.
Go on this. No, we're going to close this right now. Listen, touch the body. You ready to go from the body shots, okay? Touch the body.
Second two. Okay, suck it up. I got it. Just leave it on the edge. I got it.
Floyd Mayweather didn't really particularly think he'd be still bopping around there for a 6th round, but he has no problems with it. Just loves being in the ring. And for the self-proclaimed best fighter in the world, very hard to look like the best fighter in the world against Felipe Garcia, who has taken many fine prospects the distance. We were saying Felipe Garcia just looking the way he is, just hanging in. He could do this if this was scheduled 12, 15, or 20 rounder.
That's Garcia. He doesn't care. He'll go the distance, and he's like a negative fighter. He just makes you look bad, and he can come up with an occasional win, a surprise knockout, but he's just one of those fighters that can make you look ordinary, and he's doing that with Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather having a difficult time. Look at the shots missing from Mayweather, not right on with his punches.
You know, we talked about the enthusiasm of Mayweather for the sport, and here is Felipe Garcia, 19 years older, has been in the boxing business probably about 60 more years than Mayweather, and he still has that feeling. You know what he says is that the spirit for the sport, the passion for it, and even though he has lost 17 fights, next to his 19 victories, he is still in there, and in his own mind, always thinking he could be the world champion.
One day a world champion. But I tell you, Felipe has been fighting his whole life. He turned pro at 14 years old in 1971 in Mexico. He had about 12 fights before moving to Denver, and then started kickboxing.
He says actually between Denver and Mexico, after turning pro at 14, he had about 30 pro fights before his fights started to be recorded. And now the crowd expecting a little more action after seeing their own Cleveland Quarter. A buzzsaw in the Just for Starters, and anticipating, knowing what they're going to get from Kenny Keene in the main event. Want a little more here out of the self-proclaimed best fighter in the world, Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather says one of the things he loves to do too, he says, he loves to talk trash. And I said, well, how do you get it? He says, well, you know, my father talked trash, my uncle talks trash, my mother talks trash. I said, what? He said, is she a fighter too? He says, no, when she plays cards, she gets everybody over. If she's playing cards, she talks trash. So
Something tells me from that family, Mama Mayweather can also box.
You're right. She can handle herself.
She can handle those boys.
Oh, and Floyd Mayweather handles Felipe Garcia. He finally cracks through, and Felipe having difficulty getting up, very rarely in this position, and this fight is stopped. So Floyd Mayweather ends up with the sensational finish.
He said, I'll get him out of there, and they told me in the corner, Roger said, I'm going to have him go downstairs to the body with the right hand and then come upstairs to knock out Garcia, and he'll eventually get him. Patience is a great virtue to have as a young fighter.
And now we can talk a little more trash.
That gets to the fun part of the boxing world.
And Felipe Garcia, only the second time in 10 years that he has been taken out. And it appeared as if he could go all night, but cracked. And we'll get another look, several of them, on how Floyd Mayweather finally able to break through against Felipe Garcia.
Mayweather keeping the pressure on, moving forward. Watch this movement from Garcia trying to pull the power out of the punches, but Garcia doesn't pull the power out of these shots. The left hook upstairs, followed by the right hand. Punches in combinations. Mayweather asking him what his best punch was. He says, well, both of them. As his confidence rang through. I think Garcia would agree with that. Yep. One more time. The left hook, followed by the right hand. And down on his back, he did not move, Garcia didn't, from that position. That's why they stopped it.
All right, let's get the official time as Mayweather makes it 11-0, produces his 9th KO, and all the young U.S. Olympians now still remain undefeated. Let's go up to Mark Bureau.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time, 2 minutes, 56 seconds of the 6th round. The winner by knockout and still undefeated, pretty boy, Floyd Mayweather.
Mayweather picking up some fans here in Boise. 4 seconds from the end of the 6th round, cranks Felipe Garcia. So for Mayweather, takes out Louis Leja in the 2nd round in his last fight, and now takes out a rockin' Felipe Garcia, Felipe, in this one.
That says a lot about a fighter who's trying to make a name for himself when he can take out these survivor types, the survivors like Felipe Garcia. Mayweather did it.
The future.
Look out.
Coming up in the main event, a 12-round showdown for the IBA Cruiserweight title. Saul Montana ready to take on Kenny Keene.
Tuesday night box. They knocked me out.
It's time for the main event. Budweiser, the king of beers, presents USA's Tuesday night fights. From Boise, a scheduled 12-round IBA Cruiserweight title fight between Saul Montana and the hometown hero Kenny Keene. Cruiserweight contender Kenny Keene made his mark in the classic, courageous slugfest victory in the backyard of Indiana's Terry Ray. Keene, pushing it to his limits, won the hearts of boxing fans all over the country.
I just go in and give it my all. Like I said all along before, I'm not the most skilled fighter, but I just go in there and give it what I got.
The mild-mannered Keene, who's won 40 of his 42 pro fights, transforms into a bulldog when he steps in the ring.
When you have somebody punching at you, throwing punches at you, and I'd rather do it to them than them to me, so it doesn't take much to change me.
And Keene will stand right in there and take punishment to hand out even more.
I just love boxing. I think it's a great sport, and I love to win. And, I just won't quit until it's over.
Tonight, Kenny Keene is face-to-face with Saul Montana, who also presses forward and also can bang. Montana gives Keene the hometown edge, but that's about all.
I'm the one that has all the world experience. You have to remember that I fought Virgil Hill, and I lost a 10-round fight that was very close. I'm also been in 2 or 3 other title fights that gives me the experience to be able to combat this guy. He's the one that's going to have to worry. I'm not in the mental capacity to lose.
It's a must-win fight for me.
Well, he's not facing James Toney, but still a must-win. He's ranked number 19 in the world, and Montana's number 22. So the winner of this one continues to work their way up, and the loser is basically gone.
Yeah, no joke. You know, he has so much riding on this fight, Kenny Keene does. He comes into this match with a fighter at the last minute of replacement. They're talking about him in world championship fights. This is the most important fight of his career, and Montana is a fighter who can pull off a surprise. I think this fight is going to be decided in the middle of the ring, and it is winnable by either fighter. Both of these cruiserweights are extremely tough.
Well, who do you think has more of the disadvantage on a short notice fight like this?
On a fight of this nature, there's no doubt that Montana still has more of a disadvantage. He's fighting in Kenny Keene's hometown. Kenny Keene has the crowd behind him. They will spur him on to victory in this fight. The real problem for Keene is having to try to concentrate, not on this crowd, but trying to concentrate on his opponent, Saul Montana. Montana came into this fight on a short notice too, and he knows what to expect with Kenny Keene.
Throwback fighter Kenny Keene. They appreciate him here tremendously after his 41st professional win. Castro tell to the tape, Montana with a ½ pound advantage, also has the height and a slight reach advantage. This is an IBA championship fight scheduled for 12 rounds. Standing 8 count is not in effect. 3 knockdown rule is not in effect. You cannot be saved by the bell, and the scoring on the 10-point must scoring system. Now here's the champ and the blackboard.
The boxing blackboard is presented by Meineke Discount Muffler. Kenny Keene's strengths, conditioning, and a busy style. He's in shape to give a good body attack. Kenny's weaknesses, slow, he's easy to hit, and he dislikes fighting outside. His opponents know that. Saul Montana's strengths, he has a good boxing style. He is effective with his counter punches. Saul's weaknesses, he lacks speed, a hard hitter, but he loads up. Can Saul concentrate with his opponent's hometown crowd tonight?
From the Bank of America Center in Boise, Idaho. Incorporated in association with Diamond Sports and Entertainment, and of course, Budweiser, the undisputed, undefeated king of beers. This Bud's for You presents the USA main event of the evening. 12 rounds for the IBA Cruiserweight Championship of the World. Ring officials assigned by the International Boxing Association, the president in attendance, Cy Young great Dean Chance. World Ratings Chairman, Norman Lockton, and of course the attending supervisor, Irving Marcus. Your judges at ringside are from Muncie, Indiana, Gary Merritt, from Reno, Nevada, Doug Tucker, and from Pocatello, Idaho, Jack Woods. Your referee for this event, refereeing in his 101st World Championship bout from Reno, Nevada, the incomparable Mills Lane. Introducing now the principals. First, in the red corner to my right, wearing the red trunks, black trim, weighing 190 pounds. His professional record, 28 victories, 6 defeats, 25 wins, coming by way of knockout. El Hijo de los Cabos, Mexico, former Hispanic World Cruiserweight Champion, Saul Montana. black trunks, weighing 189.5 pounds. His professional record, 40 victories, 2 defeats, 24 wins coming by way of knockout. He hails from Emmett, Idaho, the IBA Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Kenny Keene. 12 rounds for the IBA Cruiserweight Championship of the world.
All right, now listen. Kenny, if he goes right there, I'm not going to call it low. Right there is going to be all right. Okay? You've already had your instruction in the dressing room. I expect a tough, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Any question from the challenger? The champion. Let's get it on.
Well, we finally found somebody more animated than Floyd Mayweather. All right, Mills Lane puts down the rules. And Kenny Keene now will go to work. He has the great support here from this terrific Boise crowd. Saul Montana, tough guy himself, world title challenger. Try to win the WBA light heavyweight championship. Went into Bismarck against Virgil Hill. And was stopped in the 10th round. Former Mexican light heavyweight champion.
Oh, and he comes out strong. He says in the ring, Montana, I'm a boxer, a lot of jabs, a lot of punches. You don't find many fighters from Mexico who fight this way. Many of them fight a style that is aggressive and strong. But this is a different style from Montana. He tries to box from the outside. He gives his opponent a lot of angles. Uses the jab effectively. Kenny Keene says, I'm short, so I'm aggressive in the ring. I force the fight. His best punch is a stiff left jab. Like that.
Kenny Keene trying to get inside, take away the room that Montana needs for those punches. You have two guys here, both have power, both are aggressive, both like to go to the body. Also both not with the incredible lightning foot speed, and they both get hit. So you mix up a lot of those ingredients, could be a very entertaining fight. Already a cut on the face of Kenny Keene. And there's a hush here in Boise.
Bad cut over the left eye of Keene in a horrible position. Oh, good left hook from Montana.
Montana recently went into a fight against Uriah Grant, which was a title eliminator, which Grant won and went on to win the IBF world title. And in that fight, Montana came out very quickly. He said he's going to rough it up with Uriah Grant. And he did, got his points into the first and second, but then was caught in the third round. Paid the price, but he was going to go in and slug it out and see who would win. He found out who would win. And here, the same thing. Now you see Montana switching the southpaw, but he's in there to slug it out initially with Kenny Keene. Yeah, neither of these fighters are a fighter take a step backward.
The cut of Keene is over the right eye, not the left eye. And it is bleeding bad already in this first round. Oh, in a 12-round fight, to be cut in the first round is an uphill battle. Oh, good right uppercut from Montana. Again, the hook right on the eye where it's cut. Somebody needs to light a fire underneath Kenny Keene. And also when you are cut like that, you've got to get busy.
And it's taking the crowd out of the fight.
Yeah, look, everybody's sitting on their hands. They are worried. A lot of concern. Got to get to work now, Ken. You got to get to work now. Get your rhythm going.
Kenny Keene comes out. Corner says it's not that bad, the cut, but you can see how he reacts. He thinks it's a little worse than they say.
Easy for them to say. Actually, has Ted Walker over there, longtime boxing man, working on the cut. They applied coagulant on it between rounds.
We saw Kenny Keene last in March against Robert Daniels, losing a very close split decision. Daniels, the former cruiserweight world champion, a fight in which Keene started very quickly, but Daniels came on in the end.
A fight just like this is starting out to be. Robert Daniels, Kenny said, was a hard fight. I beat him with my fight game. Even though he lost the 12-round decision, feels like he won.
Split decision.
Very close fight.
So Keene comes out quickly here to start the second round.
Yeah, he got a wake-up call to that first round with that cut opening up.
Keene is a banger. No frills. His favorite fighter, he said, hands down, former middleweight world champion Gene Fullmer from nearby Utah. And Keene just says he liked his style, nothing fancy, and just would knock off the top guys. And Keene is a banger, comes straight at you. You don't have to go looking for him in the ring.
It's a style that Kenny Keene can relate to. Of course, Gene Fullmer, the former middleweight champion, 57 to 63. He was a tough, gritty fighter, just like Keene. Look at Keene keeping his pressure.
Oh, that's vintage. Takes a few punches and then gives some back. Montana being very patient. The uppercuts getting in.
Montana, who comes from a boxing family, his father, Saul Munoz, was a bantamweight. Alexis Arguello, good right hand from Keene. Azuka Limon, Samuel Sanchez, outstanding lightweight and bantamweight back in the 70s. Good right hand to the body. The body punches in 12-round matches add up. They are debilitating on fighters. The hit shots fighters can shake off. But downstairs they add.
Montana just 3 notches behind Kenny Keene in the WBC at number 22. Steps into this fight on short notice, looking for a belt, which is the IBA. This is a IBA title fight, and also looking to move into the top 20. He'd love to come through here and get his own fight with James Toney.
A third round, Kenny Keene finds himself cut almost completely around that
disturbance on the side as one of our crack cameramen getting as close a shot as you can in the corner, then having a little difficulty actually getting out of the ring. Those ropes could be difficult at times. And Mills Lane on top of it, holding up the start of this round. Now they get to it.
Sometimes those ropes seem to have a mind of their own.
That's right, spaghetti ropes. Bank of America Center opened its doors here in downtown Boise just a month ago. The Kenny Loggins concert. Allman Brothers have also been here. There's a minor league hockey team, the Idaho Steelheads. Had a couple exhibition games. They have their season opener Friday night.
In fact, we are sitting on ice right now.
Being iced.
My feet can feel it.
And this is the first boxing card ever in this spanking, brand new, beautiful arena that seats 5,000 for hockey. They put about 1,000, 1,500 seats on the floor they could add for boxing. First hockey game played here, though, a few weeks ago. NHL exhibition, the Kings and the Sharks.
They have any boxing
Hot
matches
ticket
in that?
here in Boise.
Fight matches?
Yeah, that's right. Actually could have been the first fights here in the center. But Boise could be very proud, and this is a hot little sports town, and now getting the teams of their own. There's a tennis team here, CBA team coming into Boise. Boise State, of course, with their athletic program. And, of course, Kenny Keene and Cleveland Porter, who will open things up, the amateur star out of Boise.
That's what that crowd can do for you. They can help you. You hear this, it spurs you on. Also, your opponent hears it, and it gets him out of his fight plan. You know, this has been a good round so far for Kenny Keene. He can't let down now. He has done well with a real stiff jab. He says that's his favorite punch. He has to continue using that. Using that to set up also his right hand. There's a look from the corner of Kenny Keene.
And they've done a job on the cut. They open in the first.
Ted Walker is a terrific cut man. He knows how to seal up those cuts using a number of things. Adrenaline 1 to 1,000. Common topical over there. A little mixture. Good right hand from Keene.
Kenny Keene has always had that stiff jab and the stiff upper lip that has made him the fighter he is. Just game, he says, listen, I don't have the skills to match the world-class fighters, but I certainly have the heart.
Yeah, he says, I'll give them all a go. He is a tough man, bleeding, still moving forward. They're going to have more work to do on that eye. Good right hand from Keene. Here is where the cut opened up back in that first round of Kenny Keene. Watch the left uppercut from Montana. There is a ridge across the end of the thumb of these gloves, and that ridge looks as though it scraped the eye of Kenny Keene, causing the cuts, causing the abrasions over there.
But Kenny
that
Keene
seam is right at the end of your thumb on these type of gloves.
But Keene coming off his best round, came back in the third. Right now, the cut has been taken care of. You see the power behind that jab of Keene.
Yeah, this is why I say, too, Kenny Keene has never been in a bad fight. Every one of his fights are this style. He takes a licking but keeps on ticking, keeps moving forward and landing punches of his own.
He won his first 30 professional fights, and then in an aberration loss to the ultimate of journeyman Bobby Crabtree in a decision in Crabtree's home state. And you know, there's a story behind that.
Yeah, amazing. In the 10th round, he told his handlers, I don't want to hit him anymore. I've hit Bobby Crabtree so much. Kenny says, I don't want to hit him anymore. They said, well, just box the next 2 rounds. And then they gave it to Crabtree. Wow, he wants to hit Saul Montana tonight. Saul hitting back. Kenny Keene is tough.
It has been all upstairs. Keene's corner. Dave Thomas there wants Keene to go to the body of Saul Montana, get the jab out, go to the body, and he wants to make sure his fighter, Kenny Keene, moves his head. But right now, Montana has found the head time and again, which doesn't necessarily mean that there's been damage. There's Kenny Keene. This is vintage. This is Keene. He'll take the 2 punches to get one in. He'll be bleeding, but he'll still be standing on his feet, as he said earlier. He says, I refuse to quit till the final bell.
Oh yeah, he doesn't like to box, but he has a keen sense for fighting. Kenny Keene. Little wobble from Kenny.
And the one byproduct for Keene here is Montana could punch himself out.
I don't know. Montana's been working out with Jimmy Montoya. Montoya has a gym in California. Has lots of fighters, and he usually has kids that are in great shape in fights.
The 12-rounder.
Jimmy Montoya says he has 80 fighters at this gym in California, the Hoover Street Gym, and they are wars in those gyms.
Now look at a little pitter-pat now by Montana. Trying to stay in the face of Keene, but Keene now gets Montana up against the ropes.
Something revitalized Keene.
Inside the final 15 of the 4th.
Pressure, pressure, pressure. This match could have taken place in a shoebox. They have both fought inside.
Rub his arm. It's a hell of a fight.
Hold it.
Come on, breathe.
Get him at it.
Go. Come on.
Saúl, no te desesperes. Oye, manos arriba, Saúl. Manos arriba. Y agarra, el vato está listo para acá y si tú le estás jugando el juego de él. Muévete poquito. No le... Gracias, Grease.
Grease, right. You got it.
More Grease, right. Dara, no hagas peito de él. Muévete. El jab le entra. Más bien, güey.
Kenny Keene in the black trunks, 40 wins, a couple of defeats, 24 knockouts. Saul Montana in the red trunks, 28-6 with 25 KOs. Only 3 of his wins have come by decision, and 2 of those in his last couple of fights against Cesar Rendon, who's a 9-7 tune-up that they had Montana fight a couple of times back-to-back after being stopped by Uriah Grant to try to just get the composure and get himself back in the swing of things, and he won both of those fights in 10 rounds, which may serve him well coming into this fight tonight against the tough Kenny Keene.
The mild-mannered boxer, Kenny Keene. Could be Clark Kent, 2 personalities. You see him in these fights, and then you see him outside the ring. He is a very amiable person. Nice kid.
And if they ever made a
Saul Montana would agree with me on that.
If they ever made a movie on the life of Kenny Keene, of course, you know who would play Kenny Keene.
Clark Kent? Oh, yes, of course.
Take a good look.
No doubt.
You see Ed Harris out there?
Yep, he's right there, swinging punches. I didn't realize Ed Harris was this good of a fighter, though. But he is.
And you should see Kenny Keene act. Actually,
something tells me he'd give it a go. What he said about fighters, I don't have the great skills, but I'll give them all a go. And he would bring that same interest into acting. Saul Montana is rather large for a for a Mexican fighter. Most of the Mexican fighters are bantamweights and lightweights, maybe some welterweights, but he is large for a fighter south of the border. I guess you could say he's big as Montana. Also a amiable person outside the ring.
Yes, you could say that. I thought you could say he's large for a cruiserweight.
Yes, he is. 190 pounds. Kenny Keene weighed in at 189.5. Roll right into that. So.
Kenny Keene, who is actually from Emmett, Idaho, which is 35 miles outside of Boise, sawmill town, population of 5,000, and actually they could get the entire town into this beautiful new arena. But he has certainly won the hearts of Boise, and it looks as if this arena, Bank of America Center, downtown Boise, has become a player in the sport of boxing. Put on some regular shows, and you could be sure that the highlighters will be the likes of Kenny Keene and Cleveland Porter. If you missed him, then just for starters, I kind of have a feeling you may see him again in the Budweiser power punch of the night. Closing seconds of what has been a very tame 5th round.
Put that crystal ball down.
Time.
When he switches, you throw that double right hand.
Now work this guy, and you got to keep your head moving. Don't let them hit you. You can do it now, damn it.
Move the head, roll the head.
Do it, suck it up. Go, suck it up.
It's the IBA Cruiserweight Championship. Kenny Keene in his first defense going up against Saul Montana. These two fighters who rank in the world 3 spots apart. Keene at number 19, the WBC. Montana at number 22. Kenny Keene collecting many belts, but not the weightier ones as of yet. He's won the WBF, the IBC, and the IBA Cruiserweight title. but ranked 19th by the WBC and not in the top 20, the WBA and IBF. But here's Kenny Keene, vintage, coming back after being cut in the first round. Now working his way into the 6th, then working his way into the Kenny Keene corner with Dave Thomas as the champ. Sean?
I'm with Dave Thomas. Dave, cut in the first round. Any problems with those cuts?
No. We've got him closed up, and it's crazy because he never cuts. But he must have got him with a thumb or something. I don't know. But he's coming along now. He's settled down. He got a little wild at first. I think maybe the cut. He's never been cut. And I think it maybe, you know, got him a little bit rattled.
The last couple of rounds, though, you've seen a difference in Kenny Keene. Is he trying to mix in some more boxing in his style?
Yes, he is.
Why?
Yes. Well, I think he'll do better. I think he'll do better boxing.
What about with this fighter? Saul Montana looks like he is giving more ground in this round.
Yeah. Well,
do you like facing that kind of style?
Yeah, I don't mind. Kenny likes it. The guy's right in front of him.
More blood from Kenny now from his nose. Will that be a problem?
No. That's another thing I don't understand. He just never bleeds.
With all of these elements, Dave, how do you keep him focused?
Well, it's hard. You can see how this crowd is here, but he handles it pretty good. He handles that. He lets me do all the worrying.
Yeah, you look pretty worried over here, Dave. What are the next couple of rounds going to hold?
The same thing he's doing right now. He's just going to keep working him. He's going to keep working him.
Do you think there will be an opportunity in this fight, Dave, for a knockout?
If Kenny catches him, yeah.
But here comes Saul Montana.
Yeah, well, but look at that left hand sticking out there.
Yeah, he has caught him with some good jabs tonight.
Yeah,
all right.
And that's what we want to do.
Dave Thomas, try to take it easy over here, okay? Try to relax. Al?
Oh, Keene cracks Montana with the right. And now Montana slips away. This is a typical Kenny Keene fight. Well, they can't wait to start the next round. Kenny Keene up off his stool, so is Saul Montana, although Montana was cracked at the end of that last round. And you start to see Kenny Keene turning into more and more of a bulldog, coming straight at Montana. It's a question of Montana, who now is backpedaling in this fight, of whether he would be able to handle the constant pressure from Keene.
Yeah, it may just be a matter of time. This pressure from Keene is like water on concrete. Eventually, it'll work its way through there. Oh, good.
Oh, those shots feeling like concrete on water.
Yep. Concrete on body. Those hurt. And body punches hurt. You shake off the head shot. It didn't hurt to get hit in the head. You just go to sleep. You hit in the body, it hurts. You hit him so hard it ripped his trunks in the back. Well, you're talking, you punch through your opponent. And there's a look at the rip in the back of the trunks of Montana.
Yeah, just zip it back up. This could be the first fight called because of trunks.
A cut in the trunks.
Well, I'm sure Montana does not mind the ventilation now. It's getting hot there in the middle of this ring. There's that right.
Good right.
Montana dropping that left very low.
Good right, and you know, you see it on the face of Montana. Montana losing focus momentarily. If Kenny could see that and bring in that quick snapping explosion barrage of punches, this fight may be over.
Well, can you see that in your opponent? I mean, what are you looking at when
you know what? Different fighters look at different things on their opponents.
This is Jimmy Montoya looking up from his corner. We're going to have to send you
Montoya
into that corner.
Look for too. And I would suspect he sees the same thing that I see. I want to ask him about that. But what I always did is I looked at my opponent's eyes. From his eyes, you can see everything about him. You can tell what he's thinking. You can tell what kind of person he is. You can tell what kind of fighter he is. You can tell if he's focused, if he's concentrated. I looked him right in the eye, and that's what I see in Saul Montana right now. So it looks as though he's in a faraway land.
Worn down.
Yes. Looks like he's ready to be out.
He may have thought just mentally that he had Keane earlier, and he couldn't get him out.
He couldn't get him out. He may have spent all of his money in that, back in that 5th round. I think he's wearing those 6th round trunks, though.
Yeah.
This is the 7th round.
It's noisy in Boise as they have come out to support the hometown Kenny Keane as we move into round number 8 of this 12-rounder. If you notice some difference and trying to figure it out, Saul Montana, who was in the red trunks, going through a change in the corner. Going to the green trunks, loaned to him by Ed Dalton, the winner of the last fight. He doesn't need him right now. And we'll see if it brings Saul Montana any of the luck of the Irish Ed Dalton, who just won his last fight. Now the crowd with the chant of Kenny, Kenny, for their man Kenny Keane. Kenny Keane cut in the 1st round. Trying to make the transition in round number 2, then coming on in the 3rd round and basically dictating from that point. Really halfway through round number 8. Well, the champ is now in the corner of Saul Montana with the veteran Jimmy Montoya figuring out what's going on with Saul.
Jimmy, I see a renewed spirit in you now. What do you see in Montana that says that all of a sudden you got to get him going?
Montana is going to knock him out, but he got to listen. He can work that up. That guy's ready to go, but Montana looks like he gets out of win, and then he comes back on. It's a mental situation here.
In the last round, Jimmy, it seemed as though he had lost focus. And we suggested that you saw that. Did you see that in the last round?
Yeah, I saw that. But I told him to slow down because mentally he was a little tired, and I told him to box him a little bit because he was getting into his game plan. Now I put him on his own to box him and let him, because the guy ain't going to take too much punishment if he listens to me.
Yeah, but Kenny Keane can take this kind of punishment. What are you going to try to do the next few rounds?
The next few rounds, I'm going to use a lot of hard uppers, but I'm trying to box him and move his legs a little bit so I can get him more tired. I want the body a little more this round.
You're having Montana move more. Why?
Yeah, because I didn't want him to fight his game.
Yeah, his game is inside.
I wanted to weaken Kenny. I wanted him to move more so he can get weakened out.
Yeah.
He gets hit with almost anything, and I wanted him to get the long shots. Montana's strong from the leg.
You don't want Montana to smother his own shot?
No, not at all. I want him from a distance.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. Now Jimmy Montoya wants outside boxing from Montana. He doesn't want the inside brawling that favors Kenny Keane.
Closing seconds of round number 8. The brand new Bank of America Center in Boise, Idaho, opening its doors just last month, the first boxing event, and there will be many to come, especially when they can rally behind their cruiserweight contender, Kenny Keane, who was cut in the 1st round, looked to be in deep trouble, and has now spirited his way back in vintage fashion.
Oh, that is so great about Kenny Keane. That's what's exciting about watching him fight. You know, this division, the cruiserweight division, is a division that has been around in boxing since 1979. It has always been a transition division where fighters are on their way from light heavyweight up to heavyweight. But now with Kenny Keane and the excitement that this has brought to this community, there will be a division here where fighters can stay and fight. Kenny Keane cannot be heavyweight. He knows that. He's at 5'9½". He can't move up to the 220, 230-pound heavyweight fighters. So he will be here. He will be here in this division, carving it out.
This is his 43rd professional fight. He's been a cruiserweight his entire career. 189.5 for this fight.
And look at this pressure too. This is the 9th round. Keane still on top of Montana.
And it's wearing Montana down, if not physically, but mentally.
Get off the neck, come on.
Down to 15 seconds in round number 9.
I'm not going to give it to you. A busy 9th round. Busy from Keane, who has continued the pressure. Montana, though, trying to fight back. He'll hear it at the end of this round.
You're starting to applaud just what you don't want to do. Just what you don't want to do, Ken. You want to look sharp.
Yeah. Walking down with the jab. Go over the top of that right hand. He's just laying that hand out there, Kenny. You got to go over the top of that. Up and back down. Don't throw it so straight. Up and back down.
You hear what he's saying?
Like a Cuba, Kenny. Over the top of that lazy pawn jab he's got out there. You're throwing it too straight, see?
Suck it up. Damn it, if you want to win this fight, you're going to have to suck it up.
A little arc on it, Kenny.
Do it.
On camera. Do it. A little arc on it.
This is USA's Tuesday Night Fights here in Boise. And as you can see, it is a fight crowd.
And a friendly crowd.
A friendly fight crowd. Watching their hero, Kenny Keane. A fighting machine. Hearing it again from his fans.
Real workman-like style is Keane. A lot of conditioning. Gets on his opponent. Look at these combinations from Montana. This is the 10th round. Saw landing good shots. Again, Montana. Not a lot of power behind him. He's punching to Keane, not really punching through him. To deliver knockout blows, you have to punch through your opponent. Try to straighten your elbows with every shot. All of a sudden, Keane has frozen. He got hit and stunned. You know, when you get hit hard, it takes the energy out of you. It looks like that's what's happened to Kenny. I was talking about Montana not really punching through with his shots. Look at the blood now coming from the nose of Keene.
Get him up, come on.
Hey, all along it was Montana wearing Keene down. Montana unable to step into those shots, though.
Keene is hurt.
Here in round number 10, it's Montana coming on. And moving Keene back for the first time tonight with that left hand. If you're aghast looking at the face of Kenny Keene, this is typical Kenny Keene by around the 10th round.
It is, but I tell you, Kenny Keene in a fight of this nature, he shouldn't drive for 3 or 4 days. Every fight out for him, he takes a shellacking and never gives up. No quit.
Time.
And Kenny now has his fight face on as we move into round number 11 of the scheduled 12-rounder.
Bloody fight face, Kenny Keene. When you get cut like that, when you see your own blood, it is a shock to the eye. They forgot the mouthpiece. The color red is a shock to the eye. To see your own blood, gives you a different feeling about getting hit. But you also realize that that's when you really got to get started. You really got to get going. And remember, he was cut in the first round.
That cut has not reopened.
No, it has not. They did a wonderful job.
They had so much work to do in the corner of Kenny Keene after the last round, they forgot to put the mouthpiece in.
Well, they keep putting a tourniquet around his neck, and it's a horrible thing, but they just try to stop the bleeding up there. Keene swinging right hand, trying to land. Montana really scoring well the last couple of rounds. In that 10th round, he poured it on well. Continuing that here in this 11th round.
And now blood from the nose, blood from around that right eye to Kenny Keene.
This is the way Montana should have been fighting earlier in this fight. I think he now has himself locked into a corner because I think Keene won most of the early rounds, the middle rounds.
You know, we're talking about Keene, the throwback fighter. His all-time favorite is Gene Fullmer. It's like you turn the clock back when you watch it, you know? I mean, this is the face of a Gene Fullmer, Carmen Basilio. Fighters who just...
Great fighters in boxing.
And there he is coming back here in the 11th. He needs to turn it again. He's allowed Saul Montana to get back into this. Upstairs goes Montana.
Really coming in the last several rounds, Montana, they're asking for Saul to double up on his punches.
But for the most part, Montana's been plodding in this fight. He has not taken it to the next step.
One speed, if he could change gears and go into a real fast mode for a bit of time, it would be much more effective. Oh, good jab, Montana. And coming back is Keene. Get the crowd into it.
And to set it up for one more round. And if Keene is taking any time off here at 11, saving it for the final 3 seconds. Oh, it is Montana, though. The hands of Keene down. Trying to get to the 12th round. Kenny Keene with the big crowd behind him. And this crowd also elevated in the first fight tonight, which brought us the Power Punch. Brought to you by Budweiser, fresh, pure, natural, proud to be your bud. And that was Boise's own Cleveland the Warrior Quarter with one of the most animated knockouts of the year, taking out Ricky Stockton. who was down and out face first. Ooh, the power punch. And the crowd looks to be around 5,000. They are all standing now for the start of the 12th and final round, trying to bring back their guy, Kenny Keene. Wilting in that last 11th round. Knows just 3 minutes ahead.
Well, look who comes out strong, Montana.
Yes.
Throwing punches. Montana not hard with these shots, but they are effective. They're scoring. He's moving in with them. This is a different complexion of the fight than we saw earlier in this match when Keene was overwhelming Montana. Montana, fighting on the inside, was fighting Keene's battle, and Keene was getting the best of it. Back in that 7th, 8th round, Montana started boxing more, and he was more effective. Montoya trying to urge him to do more of that. And he has the last couple of rounds.
Oh, the left of Montana getting in there.
He is good when he fights this way. When Montana fights as a slugger, he is ineffective.
One of the incredible aspects of this fight, which has been a bloody mess as far as Kenny Keene is concerned since the first round, Mills Lane does not even have a speck of blood on his shirt, which is very difficult for a referee.
A veteran referee, he's learned that you don't want to get near the blood. Stay away from that. It dirties up your shirt. He doesn't have to pay a cleaning charge. Again, Montana scoring.
And Mills Lane from a distance, as you can see, circling but taking a long look at the face of Kenny Keene.
Yeah, you know, you have a good referee in there when you don't see him or hear from him, and he has been very quiet in this fight. There's Keene with a good right hand. Montana back to the ropes.
The shot off the shoulder.
Yeah, this crowd will respond to every punch thrown by Keene.
Down to the final 60 seconds.
Oh.
Cruising here in the final minute. Both fighters reaching back for the conclusion of this one. Still swinging into this 12th round.
Oh, still punching Montana. Retaliating Keene. They are both tired.
If you're scoring, how do you have this one?
Yeah.
And it looks like it will go to the cards.
Oh. Don't say that too soon.
Let him go.
Keene still hoping for a knockout.
Come on.
There have been no knockdowns in this fight. Keene wanted one with that right hand. Still enough to raise his arms over his shoulders, but not for long. Montana jumping around. He thinks he's coming to Boise and stolen the IBA crown from Kenny Keene. 12 rounds down, and we have the decision coming up. We are awaiting the decision. There is the IBA cruiserweight belt owned by Kenny Keene coming into this fight. He was cut in the first. Saul Montana trying to take advantage, coming on strong at the end of this fight. And it appears as if this decision may be very close, still being tabulated. Kenny Keene, vintage in this one, kept on coming forward.
Yeah, it could be controversy. You know, when you see, especially in championship fights, you see the scoring tabulations taking some time.
Saul Montana, 28 wins, 25 of those by knockout.
Here we go, guys.
Only 3 of his wins by decision. If this is another one, it's just 4. But it comes down to this. Mark Bureau, the man in the ring who knows the winner, and we will now find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. Judges Doug Tucker and Jack Woods both score it 115-113. And Judge Gary Merritt scores it 116-112 to the winner and IBA Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Saul
So Montana comes into Idaho and takes the belt of the favorite Kenny Keene. So Montana, who goes to 29-6. And with boxing becoming big in Boise, you know what that means.
Rematch.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice
for
hand
tonight.
once again for
Al Albert,
Kenny
the champ,
Keene,
saying good evening, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks on the Tuesday Night Fights.